Hello everybody, welcome back to Grit and Grind. Today on the channel I have my 2019 Nissan Titan with a 5.0 Cummins. Had an issue the other day. I was finishing up my last job and unfortunately the truck wouldn't start. I had full lights on the dash, but then I went and hit that start button, click, nothing happened. So what I thought was maybe we have an electrical issue somewhere, and that would make a lot of sense. This happened to me once before. After about 20 minutes or so, I was able to get this fixed. I checked my connections, everything looked fine. All here on the batteries. You can see I have a little bit of corrosion around here, but nothing too bad. And you can also see that I run these felt washers just to kind of keep any corrosion from happening. I'm told that battery acid will actually leak out right around the edges here, and that will cause this corrosion. There's 2 batteries in this truck. So I tested those. Those tested fine. Or looked fine, I should say. Tested the batteries. They were getting at least 12.5 volts in both batteries. So then I came underneath the side of the truck here, and it's hard to see when this cover's in the way, but right down in here is your starter, behind this cover. Tap that with a hammer. I encountered the same issues. Never got the truck to start. So I flat towed it, got it over to my buddies up on a lift, took the tire off here, and pulled the starter out. Bench tested it. Bench tested fine. Started checking around everywhere for ground wires, anything else that could cause issues. Nothing was out of the ordinary or out of place. I went ahead and put the starter back in, and the truck fired up immediately. I've been looking around on the forums for a little bit and couldn't see anything that was exactly my issue. I had a lot of people telling me what they had issues with this truck or their other trucks, what they did to remedy the situation. None of those really worked for me. Can't exactly figure out what happened or why the truck's working, but I'm gonna do a little bit of preventative maintenance here to try and get things back together. So first thing I noticed after I started the truck up again the other day is I had a little bit of a vibration. I did tighten these up pretty tight, but I want to go ahead and retighten this wheel because I suspect that probably is still an issue. Lug nuts could have come loose. There's not many miles on the truck since this happened, probably only about 20, but as you know, things loosen up over time. So we need a breaker bar and a 7/8 socket. And we can go ahead and recheck our lug nuts. Now, you could use an impact. I don't like to use an impact on these only because I don't want to have a situation where I am stuck on the side of the road, need to change a tire, and it's tight, can't go anywhere. You can see I'm putting my full weight on here with no movement. Same thing. And you want to go skip every one if you want to try and get these tight when you're initially tightening. I'm going to still do that, but technically I wouldn't have to here just to make sure that these are all tight, ready to go. Because we're just rechecking. And so far, I haven't gotten any one of these to budge. Nothing. So we're good there. Next, I'm going to tackle doing some battery maintenance. Now, I always like to keep this kit on me. I have one in each of my vehicles. Very cheap, inexpensive. Pittsburgh, it's about $120 normally. You can catch it on sale a few times a year at Harbor Freight for about $99, and this has saved me more times than I care to count, and it helped me the other day when I was broke down on the side of the road. I'll just give you a quick peek of what's inside here. 4 clamps to hold it open. So as you can see, a little bit of rust. I left this outside in the rain one time, but this kit right here has been super invaluable to me. I have all these tools in my garage, but again, it's a lot easier to keep one of these if you're working outside, not in your garage over there, or if you're out on the road. Now, to get these terminals off, you need the elusive 10mm. Somehow I have not ever lost this out of that kit. I've had that kit probably for about 7 or 8 years now, and I have a couple duplicates of it. So we'll go ahead and pop this cover off for the positive. Loosen up. And shouldn't need too much to get this off, especially since I just had them off the other day. Wiggle it. This one is tight and kind of inconvenient, just because they didn't give you a lot of slack here. Move that out of the way. And you can take a battery terminal brush, or I couldn't find mine, so I just take a wire brush, and we're just gonna give this a nice little cleanup all the way around. Make sure we have bare metal. These ones aren't so bad. When I first got the truck and replaced these batteries, which are about a year old at this point, these terminals were grody. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna wire brush the inside of here. Same thing with your negative. But you'll notice on the negative, I have this again to kind of help with corrosion issues. But we're gonna go ahead and pop that off. Clean this up with a wire brush. And then I'm going to clean up inside of here for a little bit and show you what I'm going to add as more preventative maintenance. Now that I got these cleaned up, I'm going to go ahead and add this product to it, the CRC battery terminal protector. As it comes out, it kind of comes out like red and tacky. And it's supposed to help with electrical connections and also make sure that you don't get any sort of acid buildup or any sort of corrosion buildup. So we're going to give it a try. A couple people on the forum suggested this to me, so it can't hurt. Let's go ahead and spray this. And I'll put this back on. And I will also go ahead and spray and reinstall my you don't have to be super tight, but you do want to make sure you get a good connection here. Go ahead and do the same thing to the positive terminal here. You can get this at pretty much any automotive store. I picked up mine from CarQuest just because it was easily on the way home, but you can get it at a lot of other places too, like Tractor Supply, Runnings, any of those places too. It doesn't have to necessarily be automotive. Go ahead, tighten up. connection there. There we go. Tight. And I'll go ahead and just give it one more spray over. All right. Now I have to do the same thing on the other battery, so stay tuned while I take these off, clean them up, spray, and then reconnect. All right, as you can see, got both batteries back together, everything tightened up. Let's go see if this truck starts still. So I do have a remote start, but if you're not using the remote start, your key just has to be in proximity to the switch. You can see my warning lights on. Need to press your foot onto the brake and then press your start button. Press and hold it. And you can see engine warming. Truck's running. All right. That was a little bit of maintenance, and I'll keep you posted on the saga of what happens with this truck if the starter gives me any more issues, if I experience any more issues. Other than that, if you like the channel, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content.